Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Office Bloke Aidan.
Just the two of us today, Aid.
Yeah.
Gainey's on home duties today, so missing in action today from the office. Bit of Kent Rollins. Two of my best things I'm watching at the moment outside of my cop shows that I normally watch. Kent Rollins and Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Bob Ross painting. I've ordered a paint set, so when the paint set comes, I'm going to have a go of painting along with Bob Ross.
That could be tragic, mate.
But I'm rubbish at it, I know I am. Art was one of my worst things. I can do photography, great at that. Well, I'm above average as a photographer. But as far as
photography's easy, that's why.
It depends what you're doing photography on. But then art, painting and drawing, disaster. It's like cooking, disaster. I've got the right ideas, putting them into practice never works. I either go too soon or leave it too long.
Or maybe you can try making fried rattlesnake.
Fried rattlesnake. Would you try fried rattlesnake?
Oh, God, I'll get slated if I said no. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to though. No.
I think I'd try fried rattlesnake.
Well,
I think I'd
surely
have a go.
It's not something you eat.
I guess
Rattlesnake.
I guess when you're out in the in the wilderness, certain foods are just whatever you can get hold of at certain times, isn't it? When you would see the Bear Grylls type shows, it is what it is. But I don't know. I've never seen rattlesnake on a menu. Put it that way.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's I'm not sure what it is, but this guy's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
I absolutely love watching this guy. And like I say, the reason we got on, I don't know how we got onto Kent Rollins. No idea. But then someone said Kent Rollins is the Bob Ross of cooking. I thought Bob Ross. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
And then we watched Bob Ross, and I love him. I can't stop watching him. They're just absolutely brilliant. But we'll get into this anyway. Fried rattlesnake with Kent Rollins.
Hey folks, y'all hear that? You better put on your snake boots before you come into camp for this episode. Come on, cause it's gonna be good. You're gonna want to see this one.
No, I mean, like, where's the snake?
He was on the porch a while ago. Well, we're going down there to my son's house. My grandson lived not too far from him, and he knew that I'd been wanting a snake. They say this is a big one, so with some luck, hey, we might have some fried snake for breakfast.
It's 8:30 at night.
Correct.
Them snakes, you know, it's cooling off that time of year, and them snakes is coming back looking for some warm concrete to lay on, so we got him hemmed up.
Oh, they do? Oh my gosh.
That is a big one.
Oh, dang.
Can't see it? Oh yeah, I can.
Where
How
is it?
far will
They're
that
right in front
thing,
of you.
like...
Oh right, it's in the.
Right.
I thought I was looking on this side of the wall.
No, I don't want to get that close.
You can get right
Two
up here
times
by
his
the
body?
hole.
Hang on,
Yeah,
there.
he'll rear up a little bit.
Ooh.
The
Ooh, he's
chosen
mad.
one. Got unlucky that snake to be there at that time.
I really don't like snakes.
Oh no, that's my most feared animal.
But I've got a picture of you holding like snake after snake.
Yeah, because I wasn't scared of anything when I was a kid for some reason.
Yeah, I just don't like. They're horrible, aren't they?
No, I hate snakes.
They're proper like. They give me
They're
shivers.
they're just not right.
They're not, are they?
No.
They're too quick.
They're too.
And they're
just
snide.
too different to everything else as well.
Yeah, I know.
Snide.
All right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we call that in the butt. Pretty healthy, but it takes a lot of snake to have some meat, as y'all seen it after we clean it here in a minute, because all you're getting is that loin right down the back, and you'll be good eating. Caught me off guard a little bit, they did tonight. You can see the stripes on him. We call him a coontail rattler, but he's also a diamondback too. You can see that. And I got a friend wanting the skin. He's going to make him a hat band out of it, so we'll save that too. And snakes are really easy to clean. It's sort of like...
I love that.
Well, I don't even think I heard what he said.
He said, I'm going to clean the snake, I'm going to keep the skin, because I've got a friend who's going to make a hat band out of it.
A hat band?
They don't like round the brim of the hat.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant though, isn't it? It's typical like southern USA, that for me in my mind. Yeah.
Hey, pulling off a pair of socks, you just get her done, and you just start right there in the middle of his underneath side and just split it all the way up here to the front.
Everybody has to excuse my lighting.
Yeah, because it's dark. And then we're just going to go to pulling it off.
That's how easy it is.
It's good to go. But you can see the reflexes are in him, that he's still going around, and see
But the
where that
headshots,
head
he's
is still
still
trying
going.
to come back around there and bite.
So what do you...
Well, you just take it at one end, and it's just like cleaning a deer and everything out, and it all comes with it. You just got to be careful that you get it all and don't bust nothing you ain't supposed to.
What are you going to bust?
Well, there's all kinds of little organs in there you don't want to disrupt and get on the taste of the meat. We're going to let him soak overnight. I'll see y'all in camp in the morning. I hope you're hungry. Whew, good to be back in camp. It is. It was a long night after skinning that snake and trying to get everything just right so we could cook it for y'all. But you don't want to miss out on none of this stuff, so make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the ding-a-dong bell, and you won't never miss out.
Ding-a-dong bell.
Yeah, ding-a-dong bell. That's what I said.
Is that Okie for...
Yeah, that's Okie for ding-a-dong bell.
I always think you're saying Bill.
Just ring the ding-a-dong bell, Shan said, okay? Products we use and the printable recipe will be right down below. Rattlesnake. Whew. I've had them crawl into camp. I've nearly stepped on them in camp. I've been bit in the heel of a boot when I was a young child picking plums in a plum thicket. Scared me to death. I don't hunt snake, but if I have one come into camp where I think I'm fitting to get bit, I'm thinking, hors d'oeuvres. That's what we're going to have right before them cowboys come in, because ain't no sense in wasting something. The skin become the hat band, the meat become, fine dining it did. And when you're eating snake, folks, I just want to tell you right now, don't think you can be getting one of them like this. Ain't no meat on them. Now, I do want you to know right from the start, don't do this at home. If you've had no experience in this as a snake wrangler, don't just go outside and say, hey, I'm going to pick that snake up. That snake will bite you, folks. Get you some of them blue gloves. Let me see what happens here. I think, you know which kind I'm talking about? Let me look in here. Folks, you going to get you some of them or whatever color you think goes with your apparel that you're wearing. See, it matches my outfit today. It does. Because to me, snake meat, and when you're skinning a snake, that old skin and stuff and the fat that is on one, has a little odor to it. But you got to make sure, just like any wild game that you're fixing, it is washed many times and rinsed, cleaned really well, and then let's get it to where we need it to be after that. For snake, or even old wild hog, I always like to soak in buttermilk overnight. Now, the reason I like to use buttermilk is I think there's a little acid in there that helps sort of break that stuff down, but also it's going to give it a more tender flavor, a more...
I think it was when I had pigeon as well, when you get a visual, the visual's too strong for me. When if I was trying snake, I think I'd have it, I could just be able to see it looking at me.
Same with the pigeon, you're saying?
Yeah, but when I had a pigeon, all I could see was that red eye just going like, woo, woo.
But it's one of them things, isn't it? If everyone ate pigeon, you wouldn't think of a pigeon, because you don't think of like a chicken when you're eating chicken.
No,
Do you know what I mean? If it was a popular food and it was served all the time, you wouldn't think like that. It's because it's not.
But pigeon is it's on a lot of menus over here, pigeon. You just probably never see it.
Surely not.
Yeah, it is. Pigeon's quite big over here. But when I look at it, when it came out, it was like purpley colour. It didn't look right.
Well, they are purple, aren't they? Like their neck's all greeny purple, isn't it?
When you look at it, when you see raw tuna, it was that colour. I was just looking at it going, nah, I can't. And then all of a sudden you start visualising what you're eating, and I was just like, and then I started gagging in the restaurant. The chef's like staring at me like, what's wrong with him? And I'm like, no, I can't. He's like, just try it. And I'm like, no.
Southern rich flavour to me. Let that thing set at least 6 hours. I like to go overnight. Now, you see me in this little deal we had last night, add a little water to that buttermilk because I want to make sure he's covered really well. But if you got enough buttermilk, just use plain buttermilk all the way through. So we're going to start with a cup of all-purpose flour, a half a cup of cornmeal, because I like to have a little bit of that crunchiness you get out there, you know, like when you're frying fish. Then we're going to go a tablespoon of what? Red River Ranch mesquite. You ain't got none? Shan will have you a link up there where you can get it, because this stuff got a little ancho chili in there, but a good mesquite flavoring. Cayenne pepper. Ooh. I like my snake to bite, but I like him to bite in a good way after I done got him cooked up a notch. So we're just going to put just a tad, because it don't take much of this. So we're going to put it right there. Onion powder, teaspoonful.
Look who showed up.
And look who come in, the taste testers.
Where did they come from?
About 2 teaspoons of garlic powder.
How does he know all that's 2 teaspoons?
Now to that, y'all have seen me drag it out many times when we're frying. What is it? Cornstarch. It's not only for first aid and medical ingredients of thickening gravy. It is good to help batter adhere to meat and make it puff there and have a good crust. So we're going to go with 2
I'm guessing it's not going to be served like still as a...
No, I think it's going to be chopped, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You might cook it
because I
as
couldn't,
one.
100% couldn't
No,
eat it if
same.
it was like,
If it's
a
like,
look,
no, me
still
neither,
looked like
me
a
neither.
snake.
Tablespoon. That completes the dry section of this movie. So let's get her mixed up really well.
Do you know what in my mind, I'd have to think I was eating squid.
Yeah,
I'd have
something
or
like
eel,
that.
like I don't know, like a jellied eel or
Wouldn't even
something like
want
that.
A snake would just be as bad as eel.
Yeah, but I've had eel before, and it's but you've got to have like when you go down to the when was the last time you were in Blackpool, places like that?
Like a couple of years ago.
Next time you go down the seafront, or Brighton's the best one to do it. Go down the seafront at Brighton, and all the fresh fish, eel.
Jellied eels, isn't it?
Yeah, what's the other one? I can't remember some of the names now. What they are? The little, I can't remember. Mine's gone blank. Cockles and mussels. And
I like
things
mussels. Mussels are really nice.
And they do little cockles and stuff like that, which is similar. But I'd have to have that texture in my mouth. I'd have to be thinking that's what I'm eating when I'm eating snake.
But you just,
and then
it
might
just
be
always
alright.
overpower because you always know.
Yeah, I know, but I might be all right then.
Now we may have to add a little to this.
All you need to do is just put loads of buffalo sauce on it. It'll be sweet.
Buffalo
This snake is
snake.
bigger than what we got for, because you can't just go to the towns to the butcher man and say, "I'd like a 4-pound snake, please," because I don't think he's going to have him. So we're going to have a little dry. We got to have a little wet. What do we call them? Cackle berries. That is what they are called. And we've taken 2 of them. A cup of milk, which is that much right there. Pardon me while I put this back in the refrigerator. Get you a whisk. Time to drag out the main feature of this attraction, and that is the snake. There he is, folks.
Oh my god.
He has been bathing in the buttermilk all night. Well, let's just start by cleaning up these little edges here. And you got to cut through that backbone just like that. So make sure you just clean them up. I want to square them off here a little.
I wasn't expecting it to
Now
be
we're
that
just going to
hard.
cut him into about 4-inch pieces.
Is it on the
Something
bone?
that'll fry up
Oh,
really
right.
well.
That's not, is it?
Yeah.
You know, this old fella here, he's pretty stout. That backbone is thicker than mine.
Yeah. Old backbone.
Let's go ahead and put these in the milk and egg mixture, and you can use buttermilk.
Is it going to be like ribs and there's like only a tiny little piece of meat on the massive
Possibly.
bone?
Yeah, that's what he said. You're only going to get that
Yeah.
loin down the back, he said, didn't he? So that's
Yeah.
probably what it is.
But folks, he done had a buttermilk bath, so I'm just giving him a milk and egg bath. Then we're going to take him right over here, make sure he gets some of that all the way through, because I want that good crust on there. And what are we going to do? You guessed it. We're going to double baptize, we are. Then we just going to set them right over here on this plate till we get the rest of them done, and the oil gets hot. Then we're going to fry up some crispy goodness. People have been eating snake for a long, long time, folks, they have. And I am sure old Cookie going down the trail, he found many of them crawling there in an old wagon tracker on a trail. Hey, that's meat, let's throw it in the pot. A lot of them even made like a rattlesnake stew. You just cook that stuff down a little bit in a skillet, add you some peppers, onions, everything that go with it, throw it back in there, rattlesnake chili. Hey, them old cookies used it a whole lot. I fixed it on ranches for cowboys as hors d'oeuvres on hors d'oeuvre night, fried in some good peanut oils. What we're using today, we're about 2 inches deep in that old fine neck skillet. I've heated it to about 355 degrees we have. It is time to fry some snake. Lay them in there gingerly, and I don't like to crowd them up now. We're just going to do 3 pieces at a time. That way you get more of an even cook. And I want you to make sure that the pieces that you're putting in there are sort of the same size. Just as everything tapers off in life, though, so does a snake's body. So long to short, thicker to thin, make sure they sort of match when you put them in here. You can see them little fellers have done floated back up there at the top. I like to roll them over, even though they're already submerged in grease. And that snake don't want to lay on his belly. They never have. And that reminds me of an old wives' tale that I heard many years ago. You got that snake, throw him out there on the ground or hang him on a fence. If he rolls over belly side up, it's going to rain that night. Really golden, crispy brown, and we are nearly there. How long do they fry? Don't take long, folks, because you got to remember that loin run down that little snake's back ain't very big, and the rest of it is just rib meat, very thin, so it don't take long to cook a snake.
Still doesn't say how long though.
Yeah.
Just not long.
I guess we'll never know. Is that another one? Oh. I thought it was cooking then, like another one came and tried to join the party.
Could be anything.
Yeah,
That's what I call a good crust. I want you to listen to him.
Yeah.
That's like a shell on a turtle's back. That stuff will repel water if you set it out there, I promise, and that's what we're after. I'm not going to take a bite of this one just yet. I'm just going to show you about what we're talking about on this low end. So let me just crack that shell on there, and we're going to look here and see. There ain't a whole lot there. This is about what you're getting,
Looks tough,
folks.
doesn't it?
You get right
Yeah.
again that low end, and you can pick on them bones and clean it off. But if you're feeding a lot of people, I'm just going to tell you right now, you better start snake hunting last year, because it's going to take a bunch. So let me just go ahead and have me a little old bite of this.
Kent, does it taste like chicken?
No, got more of a chewy texture than anything like a...
It looked like he didn't like that. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not sure.
It's kind of
like,
like when
probably doesn't like snake. Like it's just not like.
I'm not sure whether it's a delicacy or not.
Nah, if like you know by now in this earth what's good and what's not that good from what's been sold and what's not been sold.
Yeah, but I mean, snake, like you say, there's not much meat on the bone there, is there? So
No,
with
yeah,
things like
that's
chicken
what I'm
and
saying.
beef and
What's
you know
the
cows,
point of
pigs,
that?
and all that, you get a lot of meat. Sort of
And
thing.
it's nice.
Yeah. What would you rather have, a snake sandwich or a bacon sandwich?
Tough one. That.
fish or a chicken would have. Now there is a distinct taste to that to me, and it's not what I'd call gamey, but just sort of like a mild white fish. What we're going to do, we're going to put this sauce on it. Now, I like two different kinds. This is a smoky sauce that's got a little honey, and do you know Duke has his own mayonnaise company, Duke the Dog, Duke's Mayonnaise. So I'm going to put a little right down here. And a lot of y'all turned us on to that Duke's Mayonnaise, and let me tell you, that stuff is some fine dining. Dining? Fine dining. Another great method that I like to use to dip my snake in, what is it? Kent Rollins green chili chipotle relish. Give that snake a bite.
That's good.
You need a snake trap.
He didn't like it, so he thought I'm gonna have to change this and put some sauces on it to relish everything.
Can't taste anything other than the relish.
No, it's called a snake stomping dance. If he's a big snake, you get plumb up here on top of the table. Woo.
Oh, is it?
Crocodile Dundee ain't got nothing on me, folks. Snake will make you athletic. You ever been walking through the pasture and you see one, you can jump twice as far as you ever thought you could. I'm just telling you. Now down below, we'll have you some resources of where you can find you some snake if you need some, because I am not recommending you going out into the wilderness and trying to catch your own if you don't know what's going on. I don't want to hear about you getting snake bit. I tip my hat to our servicemen and women and all the veterans who keep that flag flying over camp. We shall not forget you ever, and we keep you in our thoughts and prayers. We would also like to tell you all, be sure you like, you share, and you subscribe, because we don't want you to miss out. Now, I need a favor from you. Get you some food. Ring the bell across there. Take it to your neighbor. Take it to someone who might need a meal, who you just want to share and visit with, and then tell them, you want to eat again at my house, you better subscribe to them Cowboy Kent Rollins videos. So we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. God bless you, each and every one, and I'll see you down the Fried Rattlesnake Trail.
Brilliant. He's such a nice guy, isn't he? Hey.
Yeah, he is. He's a likeable guy.
And he's like what he says, you know, feed your neighbours, go and see them, ring the bell, take some food over, just be nice.
Yeah.
It just gives me nice vibes, that. And what a great time to come. We're filming this on a Friday afternoon, just before we're ready to go home
Just
for
before
the
we're ready
weekend.
to be able to make our fried rattlesnake tonight for
Fried
dinner.
rattlesnake. I'm going to go out tonight, I'm going to go in the restaurant and say, do you have any snake? Rattlesnake. And they're all going to look at me like, what you want about?
And then I'm gonna come in after you 10 minutes later and be, have you got any pigeon?
Yeah, I love this guy, I really do. I can watch him. I can watch hours of him.
Yeah, he's good.
I can mix it up. Him, Bob Ross.
Yeah, you love it, don't you?
I know, right? Brilliant. Hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Don't forget like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.